Hello and welcome to another episode of the Made In Carroll Show. My name is Jason Stambaugh, and I'm sitting here at this fine conference room table with my good friend and colleagues, Mr. Steve Lowe, and Mr. Dennis Twigg.
Howdy.
Welcome, guys. Now, this is the first time that we've ever been in the camera together, and
Could go very, very poorly.
yeah, this is a casual episode. However, Dennis didn't get the memo because he's dressed in full business attire.
But we are both supporting
there's
the
a
Ravens
reason.
at the
Yeah,
moment.
except
Unlike
me.
you.
I'm
Let's
supporting-
show
my tie.
Yeah.
Make sure they see the
Thing out the tie. You
that's
got
the
the
shirt.
shirt.
I got the shirt.
I'm the lone man now. I'm wearing a
I'm
bright.
not sure who
I've got
you-
like a target on my back.
I
And
don't know
this
who
bright
that
red.
is. Yeah.
Yeah, Dennis Rodman.
Sure.
I don't listen to Radical. I'm dating myself. That's a really old reference. But anyway, for those who are tuning in for the first time to the Made in Carroll Show, this is the first episode of season 2.
There was a season 1.
There was a season 1, so
Tell me more.
Pretty awesome.
yeah. So Dennis wasn't here for season 1, so we're going to ignore Dennis for a moment. No,
I mean, we interviewed
season 1, yeah.
we interviewed entrepreneurs in Carroll who are making amazing technology in Carroll County that's literally going out to the nation and even the world. I mean, some really cool.
Yeah, and
stuff
when we
is
found
going
them
on.
as the cut line in season 1, we found them above car washes,
That's right.
in old firehouses, and of course,
Off of
and home offices
off
right
of living
entryway
room
foyers.
foyers, right? Entryway foyers, right? I should know that right now.
So-
and of course, we learned that how influential the South Beach
That's
diet
right.
is for
Apparently-
Aaron Davis. If you
yeah,
haven't seen
well,
the
shout
Aaron
out
Davis,
to Aaron Davis from Next Logical, or formerly of Next Logical. He sold that company, but we were sitting in
Thank
Aaron's
God for
office.
South Beach diet.
Yeah,
This
it
is
was
like
the
this.
number one moment. You have to check out. I forget what episode.
I
so
don't
check
know.
out-
I think anyway, there were some number one moments in that altogether, but
Yeah,
we're here to.
But the South Beach Diet apparently is one of the best books ever written on
Yes.
healthcare, according to Aaron Davis. So
Something like that.
Yeah,
Made,
something
Made
like
in
that.
Carroll season 3 diets.
that's right.
South Beach is not here
But-
though.
But the moral of the story for season 1 and why we're sitting here doing a season 2 is we got to meet some really awesome folks. But the reason why we're doing season 2 is because of you all. We had an incredible response from season 1. In fact, a shocking response. When we posted our first promo video for the first episode or for the season itself, it's like, wow, like a lot of people are listening and watching
Paying
and
attention.
sharing and liking, and it was stunning. I've never done anything like that I didn't have to like scream for people to pay attention to it. People generally liked it, so
It was a groundswell.
that's right. It was a
Groundswell
groundswell of support led to us doing a season 2, which season 2 looks different than season 1. Season 1 was just Steve and I. But season 2, we welcomed Dennis to the team. So
I'm here.
welcome. And one of the reasons why we brought Dennis on is we needed a hand. Steve and I could not do everything, and Dennis is a very, very good writer. He has a great sense of humor, and he's extremely creative. And so
Looks good in a suit.
He does look really, really good in a
Got a
suit.
nice figure. Not post Christmas.
That's right. We're not showing below it anyway. It is the Christmas 15 or whatever. But
So we did Kickstarter. We gave away some pretty cool swag.
yeah. So in order to support season 2, in addition to the help, we needed to raise some funds, and so we fully funded a Kickstarter campaign. Let's give that a round of applause. None of us have ever done. I think you had some involvement in a
I've
Kickstarter.
been tangentially involved in Kickstarters from a totally separate realm of my life.
Yeah,
But
you-
yeah.
yeah.
But I was like the periphery of the Kickstarter, and this time I was like told I'm the expert on the Kickstarter.
That's right. You were the Kickstarter expert who helped us get to the finish line. We fully funded, and as part of that, our backers of the campaign landed this awesome T-shirt and swag, and then and this kind of hints at the subject matter for season 2.
This thing is hot.
Is money is made by Ryan Herb Summer. This is
Yes.
Carroll County etched. I don't
Yes.
know if the wood came from Carroll. Maybe a tree up in the Hot
He gets
Shore
his wood
forests.
from all over the world. So
all,
I mean,
all over the
'cause
world. But this was made in Carroll. I picked it up in Carroll, and so it's an awesome bottle opener that was made because season 2 is all about the entrepreneurs and families behind Carroll's Craft Wine, Beer, and Spirits Bill.
And have we seen some?
We have seen some. We have been all over the
Spoiler
county.
alert:
Yeah.
We're 7/8 done. This season.
Yeah, we've already
All right.
recorded. This is kind of like a forward to a great novel. Is this
I don't want to
episode
get too
really
behind the curtain here, but we know what's going to happen.
We know. We've tasted. We've
we've-
seen.
That's right. And some amazing people. And so we're really looking forward to releasing this season. You'll be able to watch these episodes on YouTube. You'll be able to watch them on Facebook. And now, contrary to last season, a lot of folks thought that we produced video. But we didn't. We did not have really video last year.
full episode.
The full
We just
episode.
had
But we
little teaser
heard,
videos.
we heard the demand.
The demand for
Yes.
video. So every episode's being released in full. It'll be released on YouTube for those who are YouTubers. We have a Made in Carroll channel. Go subscribe. to the channel so you're notified of the episode releases. You'll be able to also watch on Facebook. We're releasing the same content on Facebook, so we already have a ton of folks on our fan page to go like and subscribe to our Facebook page. But also audio. The audio is distributed wherever in the heck you listen to podcasts. There's like 7 people in Carroll County who listen to podcasts, maybe 8.
Yeah.
3 of them are here.
I know.
So that's a
three
huge.
here. So for the 5 other folks who know what a podcast is and listen to them wherever you listen to them, the podcast will be available. So that's what's coming up for season 2. Again, we're telling the story about the entrepreneurs and families behind Carroll's Craft Wine, Beer, and Spirits Boom. Every episode features a tour where we take a look at where they make the good stuff.
And they make some good stuff.
And they do make some good stuff.
That rum at Miscellaneous, boy.
Man, that's legendary. That's legendary.
I didn't know it was possible.
No,
Really.
I didn't think I could like rum that much.
And I'm really sad that I missed my favorite place in Carroll County with Old Westminster.
You were absent for that entire
I'm looking
episode,
forward
but we may
to
do
seeing
without you.
the edited cut on that.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, no,
Which
it
I will be
was
seeing because I'll
epic.
probably be doing it.
You got a lot of power.
Well, that kind of leads us to a transition. So season 2 is all about the local makers of beer, wine, and spirits in Carroll. And we're going to be releasing an episode every week after this episode. Since unlike last year, for season 1 really, we've already done all the shooting, so we're on good shape to release one a week. But we also wanted to take a moment in this episode to do a bit of background, where I've been on camera, Steve's been on camera, and you'll meet Dennis in season 2. Again, you've never seen Dennis on camera yet, but you will.
I'm out there.
He's out there on season 2, but wanted to give a sense of like who we are and why we're doing this project. So I want to kind of turn the table and interview Steve first. You were my first partner in crime. So tell us what the heck you do. What do you do outside of this? Because this ain't making no money for anybody right now. So what do you do outside of this?
I run a company called 127 Creative, and we do video and websites and print and logo and branding and messaging. We produce live events such as the Carroll Biz Challenge. And basically, we like to say that we create and communicate everything. So if you need something created or communicated, whatever that may be, we want you to call us for that.
Yeah, and this show is money. The logo, pretty much every stitch of graphic, collateral, every video, every audio was cut by you guys. You do phenomenal work. And so thank you.
Except for the stuff that isn't any good, and that's what
that's all me. Yeah, just blank.
That's our technical failing. Us not talking to the mic, Jason not having a left-sided versus right-sided microphone.
That's right. I gotta have the appropriate microphone when I'm recording an episode. It really throws me off. So you're a creative to the bone. Why this project? Why did you decide to throw in and help out with the Made in Carroll Show?
Well, I mean, when Jason Stambaugh has a brainchild, people should should sit up and listen. And I think Carroll County is a pretty darn cool place to be. And I thought of if I can be a part of showcasing some of the good stuff coming out of here, sign me up.
Cool.
I think we're all bullish on Carroll County, but these episodes, I was still, like you said, with Miscellaneous and other places that we visited, I was like, this is here and it's real. And for all the people who are still in high school and say, Westminster, Carroll County is so passé, just open your eyes and try stuff because there's opportunities and interesting things going on.
Absolutely. Right. So Dennis, tell us, what the heck do you do outside of the show?
So if the suit didn't give it away, I am an attorney by day.
Or a banker. You could be a banker. Maybe you could play the role of a banker.
I'm an attorney. I do mostly estate planning, elder law, trust. So if you're getting old or dying, I'm your guy. So super exciting stuff.
And Dennis, just as an unpaid endorsement, Dennis helped me out with my estate planning. He was epic and awesome.
Because you're getting old and dying?
What's that? Yeah, man. I'm 32, man. You gotta prepare for your future.
I tell you,
the best 2 investments I've ever made were life insurance and estate planning. It's I could die tomorrow, and all my stuff is in a nice, neat little. That's not a license for anyone to kill me or anything, but but anyway, you're a lawyer.
So I'm a lawyer, and I'm from this area. I've lived in this area the bulk of my life, although I've traveled and lived other places extensively. And I came back here, and after I started working here, I got more involved in the community. And, I've really enjoyed being back. And that was back in 2009 I moved back.
Yeah, so why the show? Why did you decide to help us out?
Well, you and I have had a few things that we thought about doing, and they didn't take off. They weren't logistically feasible. And I had followed the first season, and then when you approached me about the second season, a lot of it's because the more I've gotten involved with this community, the more I've found that there's things in here and happening that are great. And I just looked forward to the opportunity, of giving back in a way that's outside my normal purview, right? I am people come to me with legal questions, but this is just something that's different. But it's something I feel like I can contribute to, and I think the community at large could benefit from knowing all these places are real. They're here. Your dollars will go to other local people.
And they need
help
your
this
help.
community
They need
flourish,
your
and they
help.
need your help. Like anyone who's listening to this,
You can't have nice things if you don't pay for them.
right?
So,
You're gonna get all your wine from someplace out that's a huge 1,000-acre operation, many states or countries away, or you can help your neighbors do stuff that's great right here.
Amen. Amen.
That's right.
So Jason, what about you?
There we go. I was hoping someone would spare me the humiliation
Who are
of
you?
interviewing myself. I think kind of the genesis of this podcast really the show. It's now a show. It originally started out as a podcast.
It's a brand.
It's now a brand.
It really is a brand.
It's now a brand, but it started out as a really simple idea. Where, as for those of you who know me, maybe if you don't know me, I talk a lot in public in Carroll, MC the Carroll Biz Challenge, and I've done a lot of public speaking. And professionally, speaking is probably the only thing I do well. So in order to get better, I've said screw all the things I'm not very great at, and I'm just going to be really, really good at one thing. And so in order to level up my public speaking game, I was like, I really need to try a different show format. So I was like, I've started listening to lots of podcasts. I'm like, why don't I do a podcast? Well, I talked about doing a podcast for a year, and for those who know me, I have a hard time talking about something for so long and not doing it. It kind of like, I don't know, my soul dies.
It's an itch.
Yeah, it's like an itch. And so I sat on the idea of doing a podcast for a year, roughly, and I talked to a lot of people about it. But the reason why it was so hard to start was I hadn't landed on like a purpose or a cause or something that, like a mission that I really connected with. And as I thought about what we were going to do for this podcast, the number one thing that stuck with me, or a problem that I hope this show helps solve, is that when I talk to people outside of Carroll, and even if you talk to people inside of Carroll, because we have a commuter community. A lot of people, they sleep here, they spend 2 hours in the car driving each way to and from work, or maybe their commute's less if they're lucky, but we generally have a commuter community. Most people leave to go to work every day. But I think if you polled people, if you asked them, said, "What is Carroll County all about?" What you'd say, and then you guys already know what to say, so I'm not going to ask you. It'd be a
Conservative politics and cornfields.
Conservative politics and cornfields.
Answers.
Yeah, it's like we care. We're one of those places where the guns and religion are the things that would be front of mind. Perceptions, and we have epic agricultural land, and from a county standpoint, we praise how many acres of land we have in ag preserve. And while those things are true, and we're not trying to say whether that's a good or a bad thing, the truth is, and this is the part of Carroll I see, is that there's so much more to Carroll than those things. And furthermore, that there are some amazing and surprising things that are happening in our midst. And so that really formed the basis for this show, is to tell the story to this community, and for anyone else who cares to listen, about the awesome things that are happening right here in Carroll. And so that's what this is all about for me. So this started out as a project just to get better at public speaking, get better at interviewing, and turned into a passion project where I really do think I'm on a mission to tell stories to people in Carroll that make them think differently about this place, but also make them feel proud. Right. I want to feel proud that I own real estate in Carroll, and I want people to feel more a part of its overall success. And because, honestly, and everybody, watching, the number of people who are engaged in moving this community forward is a few, and I'd love to see that number grow. There's a lot of great work to do here, and I invite you to kind of join us in sort of this mission. We're just one little piece of the pie. There's lots of things that can be plussed, but we're hoping through the show, I think, to give people a reason to be proud and inspired to lend a hand and help move this community in the future.
What's your day job?
So that's a great question. I started
pontificating.
So a lot of people ask, what the heck does Jason Stambaugh do?
Enterprising gentleman.
Enterprising gentleman is
it's good.
It's
That's
good.
good.
It is a good brand.
Really good.
That's the brand that I roll with. But for 7 years, I did a variety of entrepreneurial efforts. Just recently, this past March 2017, I took a full-time job with a tech firm where I started my career. In fact, this tech firm, DTS Connects, was featured on season 1. My job.
It's Made in Carroll, you're saying?
This product is Made in Carroll.
Yeah. So it's your salary.
That's right.
So's mine. So's yours.
That's right.
Yeah.
We are Made in Carroll.
Yeah.
So now I'm director of partner experience for a tech firm that works with big banks and retailers, and so that's my day job now. But fortunately, I'm able to still tackle and do cool projects like this.
Yeah.
So So that's me, and I think that's us. So anything else you guys want to add as we kind of wrap up this?
I just
this
hope
first episode?
I hope everybody tunes in and loves this and
Yeah.
goes and experiences some really amazing wine, beer, vodka, gin, and all
Yeah.
kinds of good stuff
Yeah,
right
heck-
here in
heck
Carroll
yeah.
County.
I just think we have to really talk about the Pub Dog episode where Steve and I jump out of our shell.
Yeah. So there will be an episode where I have hosted every single episode except the last episode,
Right.
which Steve and Dennis are going to tackle.
Which we
So,
haven't actually
we
done.
haven't yet.
And I was considering making an outrageous claim about what happened in the episode to force that sort of narrative. But we don't know. But we're confident it's all going to be great.
One of us is.
And so the last disclaimer, and I should talk about this with some of the changes coming in season 2, in addition to being audio and full-length video. We have sponsors. Shows like this, we have hard costs that we bore the first season and didn't really want to bear it the second season. And thanks to our backers of our Kickstarter campaign, we had the hard cash we needed to do this season. But it also means we have some sponsors, and so there will be sponsored messages throughout the season. It'll be clearly marked. People are not sponsoring none of the. Well, we did have two of the people we visited backed us, but it had nothing to do with us featuring them. But I guess what I'm trying to say is that this podcast is not some sort of shill where we're only covering people who pay us money. We're covering these makers of beer, wine, and spirits because they're makers of beer, wine, and spirits, and they fit with our theme of season 2. So all sponsored content will be sponsored content, well, some special music, which you haven't done yet, but you will, I'm sure. To ring
We make a note.
yeah, make a note. Yeah, put that on your to-do list. Make special
Start writing
music
that.
for
Start writing
sponsors.
that tonight.
Yeah, that's right. So you're going to meet some awesome sponsors this season who help make it possible. But more importantly, you all helped make this season possible by liking, by sharing, by listening. So thanks for tuning in to this first episode. And we normally close with thanking somebody for making something awesome in Carroll.
Thank ourselves.
Yeah, that's right.
Actually,
yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For
Thank you
making
both,
something
but
great.
actually, I want to thank McCabe.
Yeah, McCabe. That's right.
McCabe's our camera guy.
The camera guy. Yeah, you need to pan to yourself. Do a selfie real quick. Listen.
He's declining. He doesn't want to do
yeah,
that.
He's declining. He's too shy.
So thank you, McCabe, for
Thank
making
you
something
for
great.
making something awesome.
And thank you. And thank you.
That's
For
right.
making something awesome right here
In Carroll County, Maryland.
Thank you for tuning in to the Made in Carroll Show. This episode was hosted by me, Jason Stambaugh, and my good friends and colleagues Steve Lowe and Dennis Twigg. This episode was produced by 127 Creative. As you can see, they really can create and communicate everything. You can subscribe to the Made in Carroll Show anywhere where you listen to podcasts or check out our videos on Facebook and YouTube. Finally, a special thank you to the backers of our Kickstarter campaign, which made it possible for us to launch Season 2. It's because of you that we were able to make something awesome right here in Carroll County, Maryland.